a crucial game for both, as we just talked about in the studio with Dino, because of the fact you don't want to get swept. TCU got beat up in Stillwater and also got beat up on the weekend at Baylor. They've got a little sting in their water tonight. Look for them to play with a little bit more edge.
There's Jamie Dixon. He felt the time was right for a move. A former TCU player left Pitt after 13 years and 11 NCAA tournaments. Now has TCU on the cusp of its first tournament bid since '98. We're underway here in Fort Worth. Oklahoma State back in black tonight, the same uniforms they wore at West Virginia a week ago, their most signature win of the season. And TCU, of course, in the home whites. Here's Juwan Evans, the exciting point guard, flips it into the corner. Jeffrey Carroll takes the first field goal attempt. Second chance here for the Cowboys.
It's important that Jeffrey Carroll gets going, because you know TCU is going to get up on Phil Forte as they did in Stillwater and not allow him easy looks.
Robinson watching Forte early. Alex Robinson, the transfer from Texas A&M for the Horned Frogs. Shot clock under 10. Carroll off his ankle. Forte bails him out. And good start for the Cowboys. TCU gave him a couple of looks.
Jeffrey Carroll, so consistent all season long. Can go get a bucket in a lot of ways. That time, the second effort.
Robinson drops it inside for Vlad Brodzianski. Brodzianski, good pass. Jalen Fisher couldn't finish at the rim. Fisher coming off a career-high 18 at Baylor on Saturday. And we said TCU really needs this one. An 18-point loss to the Bears. Just before that, though, 3 straight wins, a program first since joining the Big 12. And one of the reasons that TCU's having a good year is because of that young man, Jalen Fisher, the true freshman out of Tennessee.
Well, it's always nice to play with a true point guard. Jamie Dixon has 2 of them out there on the floor.
Carroll going to the other side of the rim to make it 4-0.
TCU better adjust quickly on Jeffrey Carroll. That was an easy layup, just driving the lane on the baseline with no help on the weak side.
TCU has to contain him. He had 19 points, 10 rebounds against the Frogs in January. Good basket for J.D. Miller. Tons of confidence right now. The last 5 games or so, he's really picked up his play.
Well, great body control, and Miller can also knock it down from the 3-point line.
Oklahoma State has won 6 of its last 7 after the 0-6 start in Big 12 play. Hammonds' long-range jumper doesn't go. We need Hammonds to produce. He's been hit and miss this year. Underwood likes him in the starting lineup. Hook shot goes down for Vlad Brodzianski, the 6'11 junior from Slovakia.
Oklahoma State never got organized on that transition defense set. Just got matched up and never got inside against Brodzianski, and then they come right back at you.
How many times have we seen Evans do that exact move right there this year?
He just puts pressure on the defense. Miss or make, they're going to rush it down the floor.
Brodzianski kicks it out. Fisher wide open for 3. And Carroll skies for the rebound.
Brodzianski, 2 nice looks early. Only 9 assists on the season, but looks capable.
Forte buries the 3. The Cowboys' all-time leader in 3-point shooting.
Oklahoma State out of the gate with a lot of confidence, just pushing it up before TCU can get set in their half-court defense.
Good tempo to this one early. 9-4 Cowboys. They score 86 points a game. Oklahoma State. That's 9th best in the nation. They like the tempo where it's at. Robinson, watched by Forte around the pick. Fisher on the baseline. Shot clock winding down. An extra pass. And he shouldn't have made it. Shot clock violation, turnover on the Frogs.
That's the new and improved Oklahoma State defense, and this is something that's not new and improved. This is something we've seen for the last 4+ years, is Phil Forte in transition, setting up outside the 3-point line, lock and load. But more importantly, Oklahoma State in their resurgence in the last 3 weeks. We've talked about it the last few weeks. Everyone knows they've changed their defensive philosophy. They're not going to get out and deny, get up the line, on the line, which is Brad Underwood's philosophy, which it had been, but now they're more of a pack-in defense. They're going to give a lot of help. That time you saw it, forcing the shot clock violation.
Got to give Brad Underwood a lot of credit. After the 0-6 start, he knew something had to change, and he pushed the right button. Gasson in close, missed the shot. Lucas Gasson, the 18-year-old 7-footer. Here comes TCU. Open look, Robinson, the southpaw, can't connect. Skying for the rebound is Williams. Second chance for TCU.
TCU needs to space the floor and get Brodzianski involved early. They have not looked for him on the low post. Only one time he's forced the double, found the open man on the perimeter.
Fisher inside. Brodzianski double team quickly. And an unforced error. Back-to-back turnovers for TCU. They're down 5 as we've got our first media timeout in Fort Worth.
Improving offense down in the low box. And Jeffrey Carroll, can you name a better wing player in this league? I mean, he is as good as it gets out on the wing. Consistency every night, putting pressure on the defense from the perimeter, also off the bounce, good defender from the wing. In my opinion, those two guys are hands down the two most improved players in this conference.
Carroll, a breakout junior season. Scoring and rebounding numbers have doubled from last year. Oklahoma State has the ball, leading by 5. Coming off a convincing 13-point win over Texas on Saturday. They had 5 players in that game reach double figures in scoring. Here's Forte, he's already hit a 3. Shot clock at 5. And now a whistle and a foul away from the ball.
When you look at Jeffrey Carroll, you think of Josh Jackson at Kansas as another great wing player, but as an improved player, he just jumps out at you. He does everything so solid, and he and Jackson, I think, are definitely the top 2 wings in this league. And Jamie even said, Jamie Dixon, he said, we didn't have plays for Brodzianski, but we had to tweak our offense because now we have a go-to guy in the box, but he can also step out and make plays. But you see Oklahoma State's going to put a lot of pressure on him tonight on the catch, sending that second defender.
Kavaris Shepard's in the game at the pivot now for TCU as Brodzianski gets a breather. Shepard was the starter at the 5 at the beginning of the year. Devon Dillard in the paint, and that's a lot of beef coming at you. He draws the contact.
Devon Dillard's not afraid of the beef. He just kind of forces his way over the goal line. He's like a running back you give the ball to on the 3-yard line, and he's going to get over the top. I'm surprised that wasn't a 2-shot foul, but he is a highlight film waiting to happen. There's no question about it after being really a non-factor in the first half of the season.
He's got a huge lift at the power forward, no doubt about it. This is Brandon Averett now in the game, working the point. Goes around Fisher, takes it in deep. Carroll drives. And that's going to be a charge on Jeffrey Carroll.
Well, this is something you didn't see in the first couple minutes of the game. Carroll just driving the baseline, but the help comes now with Shepard doing a nice job of meeting him outside the restricted area. Taking it right in the chest.
Kavaris Shepard loves this winning atmosphere now here at TCU. He has accepted his role. Talked about it early on in the year. He was starting. Not the case now. He's coming off the bench. But as a senior, you might expect him to be disappointed, maybe sagging his head a little bit. Hasn't been the case.
Well, when you lose, it's not fun. And you got a guy coming in, Jamie Dixon, just rolls in here, one of the most respected coaches in the country. And he has the pedigree and said, I know how to get a team to the NCAA tournament. So Shepard has accepted it. Look at him. Nice roll to the rim.
There's points for Kavar, the senior out of Dallas. He was the highest rated prospect to sign at TCU prior to Fisher's arrival. Dillard off the mark from 3.
That's a little quick for Dillard on the wing.
Spinning, Williams lost control. Battle for it on the floor. And the jump ball. He's going to keep it with TCU.
Well, this is a nice play, and this is a Jamie Dixon from the old days at Pitt. A little pick and slip to the rim. He's got the floor spread, and that's why Jalen Fisher out on the floor. His presence so important along with Alex Robinson. The double point guard look.
Flip from UNLV to TCU after Dixon was hired here. Just a huge coup for this program, not just to get Jamie Dixon as the head coach, but then for Jalen Fisher to follow him. Big break. And now there's some discussion here along the sideline. Joe DeRosa, our lead official, as it appears to be with the shot clock. Brad Underwood getting the explanation. What a job he has done, too. Led Stephen F. Austin to 3 straight NCAA tournaments, and now in his first year at Oklahoma State, could take the Cowboys there. From the wing, Williams, no good. Brandon Parrish, the rebound, and contact underneath. TCU's going to have it on the baseline.
TCU did not shoot the ball very well from the three-point line against the zone of Baylor over the weekend, and Oklahoma State giving them a little look on the baseline out of bounds and see how TCU reacts to the zone.
Kenrich Williams sat out last season with a knee injury. He's been a big part of this team's success this year. Fisher bumped by Hammonds, and Hammonds has had a propensity to pick up fouls early in games, which has mixed up Brad Underwood's rotation.
Well, you're a junior. You need to figure it out when you can get your fouls, and that's not a good one by Leyton Hammonds. He's fouled out 7 games so far this year. He is so important as that power forward defender for Oklahoma State.
And foul trouble has given Dillard an opportunity at times. There's Bain hitting a 3, the true freshman from Indiana. And that's the first 3 for the Frogs.
That's just great patience by TCU. Waiting to find the open man, and Bain with his feet set locked it in.
And TCU will get it back in a tie game. Second turnover for Oklahoma State. And Dillard's going to come out.
Sorry, Clay. Last few possessions, TCU doing a better job after makes and misses of getting back and setting their defense and not allowing Oklahoma State to find the open man quickly in transition.
Desmond Bain, a physically gifted athlete, no doubt about it. Robinson hits the 3, and TCU has its first lead.
That's just way too easy. TCU just passing the ball around the perimeter. Oklahoma State not reacting or shifting quickly enough, leaving Robinson too open on the wing.
Cowboys trying to snuff out an 8-0 run for the Horned Frogs. As we go under 12 minutes to play here in the first half. Evans over Robinson. Thrown into the backcourt. It's an over and back. And TCU's defense has picked it up a little bit. The offense is responding too, and TCU has its first lead of the night.
Well, it's nice to have those two.
He energized his fan base, Tim Welsh, and his team has really started to settle in.
Magical hire for TCU. I mean, to pull Jamie Dixon away from Pittsburgh, where basically he had a lifetime contract. But listen, he needs to hit the refresh button. I think this is a great situation for Jamie. He seems very happy, relaxed, understanding they have everything they need to compete in the Big 12. And right out of the gate, he's got them in a super spot heading towards March.
Third TCU turnover. Hammonds for 3. He's been starting to warm up from 3 over the last few games.
Well, that's what Brad Underwood does. He gives you a lot of confidence as an offensive player, and you got to play grizzly, tough defense, but offensively he gives you a lot of freedom.
Shepard got bumped, no foul.
And he thought that they got into his shooting motion, but they don't get back on defense, and Hammonds again.
Leyton Hammonds 2 threes in a row, and Jamie Dixon calls a timeout, and he has a word for Joe DeRosa too.
Well, Leyton Hammonds, just they don't get out and defend out on the perimeter, and Kabar Shepard not really score in there who can be consistent and defend like Hammonds, who can. The important thing for him is staying on the floor, as we talked about before. He's fouled out of 7 games, but against Oklahoma State, they're so hard to defend because they rush the ball up the court and they run to the three-point line, so they spread you out right away. And then, and if you're so spread out on the three-point line, then Evans, that allows him driving lanes to the rim in transition. So you've got to get back and be ready to guard early against Oklahoma State.
Fisher, nice pass to the corner. Both teams shooting at a great percent. Both over 50% as J.D. Miller hits a three.
There's no time for analysis with Oklahoma State because they rush it right back, but TCU better job getting back.
There's Carroll, he'll try a three too. Mitchell Solomon, he has become a better post player this year for Oklahoma State and seems to improve every game.
J.D. Miller had a good block out, but he didn't go get the ball. That's the first step, block your man out, but then you gotta go get it.
Solomon hands it off to Evans. Hammonds for three again. Carroll. There's second chance. No. Here comes Robinson in free flight. Alex Robinson with 5 here in the first half.
A little loose with the ball for Oklahoma State. Kind of just a air pass out on the perimeter. Too much. Not enough zip on the ball. And TCU picking up the pace defensively.
And no shot. Foul on the floor against TCU.
TCU is going to get out in the passing lanes. It's kind of a loose pass back to Evans. He doesn't come need it, but too much time in the air on the perimeter. Hammonds.
Some argue that Fisher and Robinson comprise the best backcourt TCU's ever had. Kind of hard to argue it with what we've seen this year.
Very, very solid. Getting them in position. Remains to be seen if they'll finish the deal, but it's always nice when you've got that two-headed quarterback system out on the floor. Just guys that really make plays. And you look at their assist-to-turnover ratio, that's why TCU has been good, and that's been helped Brodzianski as well. Guys that can find him in the right spot.
Brodzianski back on the perimeter. Robinson, another look at a three. And out of bounds. It's going to stay with TCU. Forte didn't give much effort going after that ball as it traveled out of bounds. He thought it was for sure going to be the Cowboys' ball. So did Brad Underwood.
So far, Brodzianski doing a nice job of just feeling the trap on the mid-post area or the box and not panicking and making a good pass out of it to the open man.
Miller. Cut off. Brodzianski trying to post up again. Skip pass to Williams as we go under 9 minutes to play here in the half. Miller penetrates, floats it up there, got a nice bounce. J.D. Miller having a pretty good first half. He's got 7 now. The lead for TCU is 4.
He's been very solid in the conference. There's no doubt about it. Really a maturing sophomore guy who's giving Jamie Dixon a lot of good minutes at that forward spot.
Empty possession for the Cowboys as they've gone cold. Yeah, the thing about Miller is the defense has always been good. Now the offense is there. Robinson's offense has really been good since the start of conference play.
Phil Forte's got to take that left hand away from Robinson, though. He got it right at the top and just pounded it hard with his left and got all the way to the rim. Forte did not deny.
9-0 run for TCU, their biggest lead of the game now at 6. But Oklahoma State can do that, and Hammonds is on fire here in the first half.
Well, it's in the scouting report. He's a capable three-point shooter, but he's definitely not a guy like Phil Forte or Jeffrey Carroll out on the perimeter, but he looks really confident tonight, so TCU must adjust.
This is the kind of game we were hoping for, partner.
You're not going to get any grind at 52-50 games in this league, that's for sure.
After Fisher miss, Evans pushing the floor. Hammonds, nice move to get to the rack, untouched.
Leyton Hammonds coming on and calling his number a lot on the offensive end for Oak State.
He averages 7 per game. He's got 11. He has their last 11 points. Henrich Williams missed the shot. Oklahoma State can take the lead back. Evans flips it up, got the bounce.
You saw that coming from a million miles away. TCU did not get back and get their defense set, and when they have numbers, Evans is going to take advantage.
Evans had 27 against TCU last month in Oklahoma State's win. TCU never led in that game. This appears It'll be a back-and-forth game the rest of the night. The backside, good battle for it. Hammonds and Williams, and Oklahoma State will come away with it.
It's a fast-paced battle. Even Juwan Evans a little gassed out there. He's taking a little breather, bringing the ball up. I can't go at this pace all night long.
Carroll, good adjustment to get the shot. Got his own miss. Can't finish. Brodzianski clears.
Yeah, good help side after the drive by Carroll.
Miller, line drive three doesn't go. And Hammonds continues to have a brilliant first half as he plucks another rebound.
So Forte thought he was open on the wing. Evans might have missed him.
Hammonds again gets free in the paint. And a timeout, Jamie Dixon. As Oklahoma State regains the lead by 3 with under 6 minutes to go.
Well, it may not be fair to at home tonight in Fort Worth, just attacking in transition, shooting the ball lights out from the perimeter, and staying involved on defense without getting in foul trouble.
There's 13 of Oklahoma State's last 15 points. 5 of 7 from the field, also has 5 rebounds. He's from Richland Hills, just down the road.
Mark Smart came down to Dallas the other night against the Mavs and had a great game. I asked Brad Stevens, what's the story with that? And he said, well, we're in Dallas. If we could play every game in Dallas, Marcus Smart would be an NBA All-Star. Leyton Hammonds just feeling it. And Oklahoma State back in the zone, mixing up their defense.
Well, TCU's having a pretty good first half, too. That's Kenrich Williams, their 33% three-point shooter, knocking down the triple. That ends a 9-0 Cowboys run. And we're tied again.
Oh, good timeout by Jamie Dixon, just to settle his team down. And things were getting a little out of control, just to make sure that he understands we need to get back on defense. That time, very patient against the zone.
Brad Underwood bringing in some of his bench. Dillard, DeZagua, McGriff in there right now for the Cowboys as Carroll launches up a 3. Dillard tracking it down. Get a new shot clock. He's been playing well.
He's got that quickness, and Shepard, when that ball comes off the rim like that, he has a problem. It's not going to be height, it's going to be athleticism.
The Dillard miss. Kenrich Williams trots it into the front court. Fisher, no points so far. He does have 3 assists for TCU. And Fisher's foul will be McGriff with the personal, his first. As Robinson comes back in for the Horned Frogs. Cam McGriff, you look at him, just has a bright future for Oklahoma State. Great athlete. He's been playing a little banged up this year, but the future definitely will include Cam McGriff at Oklahoma State.
Brad Underwood doing a nice job just rotating his players, giving everybody a little bit of a break here and there. Got Evans and Forte were both out of the game, and he's got them back in. Takes Carroll out, but he puts Hammonds back in, which he's been the #1 option so far tonight.
13 points for Hammonds. Robinson feeds it outside to Bain. Come up on 4 minutes to go here in the first half. 5 to shoot. Williams bobbled it. Evans almost poked it away. Throwing it up at the shot clock buzzer is Bain. Didn't draw iron. Second time TCU's been hit with a shot clock violation. And we've got a timeout on the floor. 3:54 to go in the half. All tied up here in Fort Worth. Defense than they were at the start of the conference season.
Well, yeah, the turnovers they used to create were because they were up in your face and denying everywhere and really trying to force you to make mistakes off the bounce or on the catch. But now it's more patience on the defensive end of the floor, more help. Still a lot of pressure on the basketball, but the other 4, one pass away, you're in the lane, up the line a little bit, and then everybody else is in help.
Evans, he's got 6 here in the first half. Oh, and TCU with a mistake in the backcourt. And in Parrish. and Oklahoma State will get it back.
It's just one of those ones you just shake your head if you're Jamie Dixon. Clearly, they're not the type of team that wants to get it out of the net and rush it up the court, and Oklahoma State is just going to run back and set their D. And TCU's got to get organized on the defensive end of the floor. They allowed Oklahoma State too many open looks from that mid-range area.
Oklahoma State shooting 47% on the year from the field. Good shooting team, as you can see, and Hammonds, the hottest Oklahoma State Cowboy right now.
That's just way too easy. Brandon Parrish is standing right there. I mean, this man is on fire. You have to recognize and adjust your defense and get up in him on the catch. He was one pass away. There was nothing they did special. They just came off the ball screen and he was wide open.
And Shepard picks up his second. As we tell you about NBA All-Star Weekend beginning Friday in New Orleans, and we're going to have the celebrity game again this year on ESPN. The Sixers' Jameel Hill coaches the East team, while Michael Smith coaches the West. It's going to be fun, 7 Eastern from the Superdome.
Michael likes to play pressure man-to-man, I was told,
Is that right?
from my friends in Boston. Yeah, he likes to get up the line, on the line. A lot of pressure on the ball, and off the ball, a little problem from Oklahoma State, a little shove.
Mitchell Sullivan throwing an elbow. That's his first foul.
Well, Mitchell Solomon, and you fouled out of 9 games this year, you don't have any yet, you don't feel comfortable. You got to go get one before half, and you might as well knock somebody over if you're going to get one.
Robinson bounce pass inside. Kenrich Williams had it blocked by Solomon. And the rebounding and defense has been consistent for him. Any scoring they get is gravy.
Oklahoma State doing a very good job taking away Brodzianski of both teams. Rim protection.
And Williams with a block of his own. 2:20 to go in the half. TCU down 5 now. Led by as many as 6. Inside, Brodzianski, the hook shot. That's a foul on Oklahoma State. Solomon picks it up. That's his second.
Well, both teams not known as rim protectors. And there's Solomon with the block and the body block. It was a foul. Should have been a foul, no doubt about it. But there's a clean block on the other end by Williams. So you can go up top and block the shot, but if you knock somebody's ribs out and knock them to the floor, it's a foul. And that's what Jamie Dixon wanted. And sometimes the officials get caught up looking up top. Someone's got to watch the middle part of the body.
Brodzianski, it's the back end of 2. Believe it or not, the first free throws of the game. The last time these two teams met, there were 45 free throws, and both teams shot it very well from the line. TCU was 22 of 24, and Oklahoma State was 20 of 21.
It's the beginning of Oklahoma State's adjustment defensively.
Carroll hits a 3.
Offensively, they're not making any adjustments. They're going to space the court and look for the open man. This time it's Carroll.
And it's the biggest lead now for Oak State. It's up to 7. Williams spins, dumps it off. Brodzianski over the top of McGriff. Just kind of dumps it in the hoop. And at 6'11", he can do that.
Well, 2 things TCU has to do. They've got to get Brodzianski on the move a little bit more. They can't just plant him on the box because he's easily guarded tonight because Oklahoma State's sending that double. And that time they just kind of ran a misdirection, caught him on the move there, and got him on a mismatch right over the top of McGriff before the double came.
5 for Vlad. 10 to shoot for the Cowboys. Forte tried the reverse, couldn't get enough arc on it. Williams with the rebound. 1 minute to go. It's been an entertaining first half between these two. So much on the line for both. NCAA tournament ramifications in this Wednesday night tilt. Brodzianski, that hook shot was more of a line drive that time from the baseline.
Kind of rushed it thinking the double was coming.
And Carroll is fouled. Williams coming back, picks it up. That's his first, and that'll send Oklahoma State to the line for 2 with 45 seconds to go.
In the last few minutes, though, TCU's done a better job of finding Brodzianski in space where he can catch the ball, have a little bit of an opportunity to make a move before the double comes. So he kind of rushed it on the last one, and then Oklahoma State just rushed it up the floor, and it must be an emphasis for TCU. Got to get back and find everybody, especially now with Hammonds as that 4th offensive option. really lighten it up tonight.
Griff goes out. Gasson comes in for Oklahoma State. Carroll, third in the Big 12 at almost 18 points per game. A good free throw shooter, too, at 78%. This is an excellent free throw shooting team. 77% as a club. Hits them both. It's 34-27.
Oklahoma State doing a nice job of changing defenses. That time just an extended soft pressure, take some time off the clock, back into the 3-2 matchup.
Robinson, shot fake, goes around Gasson. Dumps it off. Brodzianski is hacked, and he'll go to the line.
TCU's done a pretty good job moving the ball around the perimeter, but that has to happen for them as Alex Robinson and Jalen Fisher have to create some angles for the inside players with dribble penetration into the gap, whether it's against man or zone. That's the best they've done against the zone, getting into the lane.
Huge first year in the Big 12, as you talked about, Tim, for this young man. 17.6 rebounds per game in conference play. And he wasn't even starting at the beginning of the year.
He wasn't starting at the beginning of the year, and last year was just a bit player, but he just keeps working on his game. As we saw earlier today, play the first guy by a long shot out on the floor working on his jumper.
So Brad Underwood calls a timeout with 20.7 seconds to go in the half. Oklahoma State might set up the final shot of the half. Saturday night.
This year, when teams dribble penetrate and have a second and third guy that can break you down off the dribble, they have had some issues, and I expect them to have problems much longer. They usually figure it out heading towards March. And North Carolina, I think, looks like a potential Final Four team again.
Shot clock is off. Juwan Evans around the pick of Hammonds. 5 seconds on the clock. Evans lost it in the lane. Robinson won't get a shot off. That's how the half is going to come to an end. Entertaining first half. Oklahoma State leads it. And Leyton Hammonds is the biggest reason why. Look at that.
Taking Vlad Brodzianski's offensive game away for the most part by sending doubles at him every time he catches the ball. And TCU needs to get their offense going. They need to push the ball when they can, because their defense has been pretty good despite Hammonds lighting them up, because they've done a good job on Forte. Carroll has done pretty good. Evans, they've kept somewhat in check, but it's really been their offense that has been an issue.
14 three-point attempts in the first half. That's a lot of threes, but Oklahoma State made their share of it. 6 of 14, 43%. Oklahoma State, according to Joe Lunardi, an 8 seed coming into the night. TCU, a 9 seed. Horned Frogs, Tim, they really don't have a signature win. They got some good wins, quality wins, you might say. They've beaten Illinois State, K-State, Iowa State. This would be another quality win for sure. TCU, you might say, even needs this one more tonight than Oklahoma State.
You've got to keep winning. When you're an 8 or 9 on the board right now, you understand that if you go into a losing streak down the stretch, you're putting yourself in a tough spot, and right out of the gate, nice offense by Oklahoma State.
Evans to Solomon. Evans had 7 assists in the first half, and he gets a dime right away out of the gate here in the second half.
Just real good call out of the half by Brad Underwood, just drawing the defense away and hitting Hammonds on the run.
Brodzianski, he can hit that, you bet. Wow. He's got 8 points.
Well, that's a good adjustment by Jamie Dixon as well, coming out of the break, moving Brodzianski out to the perimeter. In the first half, they locked him in on the box, and he was easily guarded.
J.D. Miller almost forced an Oklahoma State turnover, keeping those in check in the first half. Solomon again gets loose, and he drives it down with the dunk on the feed from Forte.
Well, we know how important Mitchell Solomon is to their defense, but give him a little gravy on the offensive end of the floor. Finishing at the rim.
Robinson streaks to the basket, and Williams hit him with a pass right underneath.
Both teams loosening up on the offensive end of the floor, and Oklahoma State with good balance, and with Hammonds now as a threat, we've gone into Solomon out of the gate, and here's Jamie Dixon changing defenses for the first time tonight, showing zone.
Evans, another good feed. Hammonds again, off the window and in.
no problem for Oklahoma State. Recognizing the zone, they got organized, spaced the floor, got into the middle of the floor, found the open man.
18 for Hammonds. 22 is his career high. Tonight is his season high. 5 to shoot. Fisher, no points in that first half, but Brodzianski, he's got a good start here in the second half so far. Carroll tries to track it down. It's going to stay on this end with Oklahoma State.
TCU doing a good job of moving the ball and moving the men on the offensive end of the floor, getting Brodzianski free on the move.
Rare Hammonds miss. Brodzianski skies for the rebound. Kenrich Williams, good extra pass, and Miller rocks the rim with a dunk.
They're not only getting the ball moving, but they're moving the men, spacing the floor, and getting the ball reversed. They didn't do that in the first half against this Oklahoma State defense. Now staying in the 2-3 zone.
Leaders just 2 now for Oklahoma State. 17 minutes to go. Evans found a seam, blocked by Williams. In transition. Underneath. Kenrich Williams and TCU, they have not missed a shot here in the half. They're 5 for 5.
5 for 5 at point blank range, and Oklahoma State's got to tighten up a little bit on the defensive end of the floor because TCU is getting anything they want, and it's easy.
Solomon dunks it home. Brodzianski had great defensive presence there, but Solomon with another high percentage shot. It's a 2-point lead again for the Cowboys.
We had a shot chart. Everything so far this half from both teams has been right at the rim.
Fisher looking for his first points of the night, and he gets it on a 3. He was 0 for 3 in the first half. That's a good sign for the Frogs as they go in front by 1. Trying to answer back. Carroll draws iron, got the miss. Leans in, got it and 1. And the TCU fans thought that was a charge.
Jeffrey Carroll stayed with the play.
Brad Underwood says he's just scratching the surface as to how good he can be. He had 27 against TCU last month. He isn't scoring as much tonight, obviously, as you can see, but he's doing different things. He's affecting the game in other ways. As Carroll is at the line for Oklahoma State. 45-43, he completes the 3-point play. Lead back to 2 for the Cowboys.
Change of defenses by Oklahoma State out of the timeout. And Brad Underwood has pretty much done that every timeout tonight. That time just a little trap on the first pass on the wing. Keep TCU off balance.
TCU 6 for 6 from the field here in the half. They're shooting 55% as a team tonight. And as I say that, Williams misses the shot. Good game tonight for TCU, coming off a game where they shot it poorly against Baylor. 37%. And Evans fails to click there with Carroll.
TCU play was very fortunate on that possession because they were 3 guys that were in zone, 2 were in man. Jamie Dixon was calling for the man, and they never got organized or set in what defense they were supposed to be playing. Carroll was wide open, but an errant pass.
Second turnover for Evans tonight. As Brandon Parrish comes back in for TCU. Miller's going to sit out.
TCU playing more zone in the second half than they did in the first half. They I think maybe on 1 possession in the first half, and Jamie Dixon talked about it early. He said we have to play more zone tonight than they did in their first game in Stillwater to try to slow them down in the half court.
Robinson lost control. That's the 6th TCU turnover tonight. Alex Robinson, 9 points tonight. a transfer from Texas A&M. Has made a big impact with this team this year. Lob, Carroll from Evans. Regroups. Good patience by Jeffrey Carroll.
Good patience, but it looked like Carroll did a little two-step dance down on the box and walked before he finished the play.
That 15 pounds of muscle he added in the offseason, Tim, helps him on plays like that.
Williams has done a good job on him, and he is a perfect defender for Jeffrey Carroll. That time he just powered through Williams' chest.
This has been a great back-and-forth college basketball game tonight. 5 to shoot. Kenrich Williams guarded by McGriff. And that is the third shot clock violation for the Frogs tonight.
Fisher and Robinson have to get into the gaps. And here's Jeffrey Carroll on that last possession where he just powered himself to the rim. The lob wasn't there. Williams did a good job. And then a little dance, 1-2, Texas style. No call.
Jeffrey Carroll. A double-double the last time these two teams met. Oklahoma State has had good luck against TCU over the years. 24-4 all-time against the Frogs, including that 89-76 win in Stillwater last month. Averett in the game now at the point for Oklahoma State. Floats it up there, and Brandon Averett is on the scoreboard.
Nice recognition by Averett. He had Brodzianski out on the perimeter. He said, no, thank you. I'm taking you off the bounce. You can't guard me to the rim.
7-0 run. Fisher fouled by Averett at half court. Force that turnover. That's the first on Brandon.
Averett, as a freshman, has given Brad Underwood really good minutes as a backup point guard. 15 minutes, and he does what he's supposed to do. He gives you a little energy. He can play with Jawan Evans out on the floor like he's doing right now and put Evans off the ball, allow him to create a little bit more and become more of a scorer, and he's a real good on-ball defender.
Underwood recruited him to Stephen F. Austin, and then Averett followed him when he got the job in Stillwater, and it's worked out real well for both parties. Lead is 6 for Oklahoma State. TCU trying to go over 500 in the Big 12. Evans almost poked that away from Robinson. Recovers. Got it out to Brodzianski, and he's fouled. Big man goes to the line one more time.
Robinson seemed to be having some issues handling the basketball tonight, but that time he possibly double dribbled it out on the perimeter, but found a way to slice into the middle of the defense and find Brodzianski through a lot of traffic.
You know, we talked about how good this backcourt is, Tim, for TCU, but really turnovers have been a little bit of a problem in recent games. They've had 18 or more turnovers in 3 of the last 5 games.
Well, they have the 2 good ball handlers, but everybody up front, their forwards are not guys that are going to beat you off the bounce. If they get out of their rhythm offensively, or teams take away what Fisher and Robinson do best, then that's when they do have some issues handling the basketball. And Brodzianski's done a pretty good job tonight of finding the open man against the trap, but they need to find a way to get him scoring.
Evans made his mind up. He's going to take it all the way in. Didn't hit the shot, but McGriff is there to clean it up for the Cowboys.
That's the toughness that McGriff brings Oklahoma State. That's why Brad Underwood loves him as a freshman. Just brings that energy and extra oomph at the rim.
First basket for McGriff tonight. Lead is 6 for Oklahoma State. Fisher hasn't been able to get on track tonight offensively. And now he has it stolen away by Evans. And a foul on Jalen Fisher, his first. Boy, we knew this was going to be a fun matchup to watch tonight.
Jawan Evans, 47 steals on the year. You have to be careful. You cannot put the ball out in front of him. You have to protect it with your body because he's lightning quick and tough, smart defensively.
Jawan Evans has won that battle with Fisher. Top of that last steal, Evans, of course, in double figures in assists tonight. He's held Fisher in check offensively. Carroll, step back 3. Bingo! Biggest lead for Oklahoma State tonight. Fisher, the floater, got the bounce and one. That's what Jalen Fisher needed. TCU needed it too. As the lead is 7 for Oklahoma State, we step aside.
Well, the first half it was Leyton, Hammonds, and Jeffrey Carroll was a little quiet, but nice little.
Kansas can all but lock up their 13th straight title with a win in that one. It's just amazing what Bill Self is able to do there.
It's amazing what they did Monday night.
Yeah, that comeback against West Virginia. Who saw that come? What did you think about the ending of that?
I thought that it was fog magic. And, you saw Bob Huggins walk off the floor, and you look at him, and normally there's steam coming out of his ears. I think he was just in pure shock and disbelief of what happened after they played so well and dominated the game, but they didn't finish the deal, and that sometimes happens on the road, and in fog, weird things can happen. A couple questionable whistles, but
I knew you were going to say
you've got to deal with that.
A three-point play for Fisher ended a 12-2 Oklahoma State run. Fisher with the rebound off the Forte miss. The lead is 6 for Oklahoma State. 11 and a half to go. Fisher trying to make something happen. Called for the charge.
Well, there's no way. There's no way that's a charge because they were inside. There you go.
Yep, they just overturned it. Joe DeRosa overturned Don Daly's call.
Well, I mean, this is easy. You can make this call from the parking lot. I mean, Averett was nowhere close to being outside the restricted area. I don't even think he was outside the women's restricted area on that one.
So Jalen Fisher at the free throw line.
That's why you have 3 refs. The officials have to work together as well as a team. Good chemistry. Help each other.
DeRosa, Daly, and Padilla, the officiating crew tonight. 3 straight makes at the line for Fisher. And TCU back to within 4. Oklahoma State had a 9-point lead not that long ago. Lob down into Solomon, and Bain takes it away.
Evans and Carroll both on the bench. You won't see that long, especially with the lead going the other way for Oklahoma State, but Brad Underwood staying with his bench.
Averett trying to race Fisher back down the floor. Hammonds for 3. He got another one. His 5th 3 tonight, his first of the second half.
Well, that allows Brad Underwood to put Jawan Evans and Jeffrey Carroll on the bench at the same time when you have another guy who can light it up, and Leyton Hammonds just feeling it tonight.
Shot clock at 5. Fisher for 3. Off the heel, Forte gets the long rebound. A lot of threes have gone in tonight. Only 1 for Phil Forte. That came early in the first half.
TCU on that possession kind of went back to what they did in the first half. Just passed the ball around the perimeter. Really never put any pressure on the interior of Oklahoma State's defense.
Averett around the horn. Got it back on the perimeter, barely. In the corner with 4 to shoot. Heavy contact. Kavar Shepard tangled up with Averett. They're both going to be all right. Foul on TCU.
This is what Averett does, and he just finds a way to get into the gap and put his head down. And that's exactly what TCU needs to do on the other end of the floor. Fisher coming out of the game, but 3 or 4 minutes, he's done a better job of breaking the defense down off the dribble, and that's what Alex Robinson has to do now as the point guard.
That was the 3rd foul on Shepard. He comes back out as well. Under 10 minutes to go.
1 to 5, 1 to 5, 1 to 5, plus 1 to 5, 1 to 5.
TCU switching everything 1 through 5 out on the floor right now to take away the perimeter game of Oklahoma State.
Hammonds again out for Forte. Good shot fake. Extra pass. Evans, he'll throw up the 3. Doesn't get it.
A real good defense by TCU, and a nice call for the bench by Jamie Dixon. Calling 1 through 5. Switch everything.
Kenrich Williams, catch and shoot. And the lead is back to 4 for Oklahoma State as TCU just refuses to give Oklahoma State enough breathing room.
Oklahoma State's new defense, you have to change sides of the floor quickly with the basketball before the help side can recover. That's what they did on that possession.
Evans strong, possession arrow is going to favor TCU. Boy, there have been a lot of shifts in momentum in this game, Tim.
TCU is shooting lights out themselves this half, but here, quick ball reversal and a slow closeout by Hammonds. Williams feeling comfortable from the perimeter as well.
Both teams shooting 51% tonight. It's been a fun game to watch. Robinson, bounce pass inside for Washburn. Will find himself on the line. The first we've heard from Chris Washburn tonight, and the senior forward will go to the line.
Wow, beautiful pass from Robinson from the top. Washburn does a good job of just on the roll, sealing off Solomon and staying with the play at the rim to draw the foul.
This is Washburn's 3rd season at TCU. He started his career at UTEP. He has come off the bench this year. He had been a starter in seasons past, but with the influx of new players, Washburn has been a role player.
Well, when you come into a program, first-year coach, you've got to get guys like Chris Washburn and Kavar Shepard, Brandon Parrish, these guys that buy into what you're doing, because you're going to have to take on a new role. And a lot of times when that happens, they find the door, they transfer again. But Jamie Dixon has got a lot of depth, and tonight he's using it.
Evans is fouled. Michael Williams into the game for the first time for TCU, commits his first personal.
He's going deep into his bench tonight just to find the answers and give his go-to guys a rest until the final 8.
4th team foul on the Frogs. Can Hammonds do it again? Williams the rebound for TCU. Here comes like I said, the momentum shifts in this game again. Legion as TCU regains the lead with 8:02 to go.
Alex Robinson just takes his time and finds J.D. Miller, and that's easy money for TCU.
TCU on the cusp of its first NCAA trip since 1998. Only Northwestern has a longer drought in the Power 5. Northwestern lost earlier tonight. Northwestern, of course, has never been to the Tans. Off the steal, Robinson trying to add to the Horned Frogs' lead. Miller with the shot fake, hops into the lane, floater goes down.
Goodness. J.D. with the hops, the jump stop, and the finish, the teardrop in the middle.
Evans, teardrop himself.
That was a good comeback by Juwan Evans after he threw a poor pass on the previous possession that led to the steal and the easy look on the other end. But now both teams warming up on offense.
It's the first basket for Evans in the half. He's got 8 points tonight as Robinson is fouled, roll into the hoop. Desmond Bain. Timeout on the floor. 60-59 TCU. He was at Pitt. What is one of the foundations of a Jamie Dixon team?
Well, and he's still yet to find that here. He's still searching for obviously a lot of things, but he's implemented his winning attitude. But solid defense, great defense, tough, don't beat themselves.
Now Miller has really come on here in the last several minutes. Gets the line. Thursday on ESPN, we have number 11 Wisconsin taking on Michigan at 7 Eastern. And then when we're done there, England in the Pac-12, Utah, number 7 Oregon. Both games also streaming live on ESPN. That's tomorrow. J.D. Miller had 7 in the first half. He's got 8 here in the second.
And going back to Jamie Singh, it's always very difficult to play because they find a weakness in your defense. I mean, he's an underrated offensive coach, and I know at times the people in Pittsburgh, they don't want to play more up-tempo. Well, you want to win, and that's what he did at Pittsburgh. But they found ways to get great shots in the half court all the time. They ran their stuff to death.
Foul called against the Horned Frogs as McGriff was mugged. It's on Kenrich Williams, his second.
Another thing he did at Pittsburgh was basically they were almost unbeatable at home, and I think they're trending towards that here in this building. You still, at times, the fans come a little late and they're not always supportive, but it's really going in the right direction, that's for sure, because this building is beautiful.
Evans got the bounce. It spins down. Oklahoma State back within 1.
So crafty in the lane on the perimeter, finding that angle to the rim.
Evans with the double-double, 10 points, 11 assists tonight. Feed inside, Robinson to Washburn, and 1. Oh no, they're going to call an offensive foul against Washburn. The fans just realizing it too.
Joe DeRosa made the call right away, but wasn't emphatic about it. I think the fans, it was wishful thinking, but it was good defense by Oklahoma State. Washburn got caught.
Yep.
He got caught right in the middle. He had nowhere to go. He threw it up and crashed.
Chance for Oklahoma State to take the lead back. This game's gone back and forth tonight. Evans pulls up, draws the front iron. Kenrich Williams tracks it down. 6 minutes to go. Robinson, no look pass, feeds the interior again. Washburn muscling against Solomon, and that one will count.
Well, who knew? Jamie Dixon going deep in the well to Washburn, giving him huge minutes in the second half.
He's got 4 here since halftime. He only averages 2. Big possession here for the Cowboys. Shot fake, Forte rolls to the basket, lays it up, can't finish.
Phil Forte, nice move on the switch. The gates open, got all the way to the rim, just took his eye off target.
Forte's been quiet on the offensive end, just 3 points tonight. He came on a triple early in the first half. Shot clock winding down. Another jumper doesn't go. Evans pushing the floor. 1 and done.
Evans was trying to get to the rim, and TCU built the wall, and he was to be denied.
This is Michael Williams, the senior out of San Antonio at the point. Jamie Dixon wants a timeout. The Horned Frogs with 1 remaining with 4:31 to go.
Wrong reasons why a coach is fired, but to be honest with you, both coaches came into a situation that was decent. And there's no doubt about it. You have to add pieces. You have to keep the good pieces in check and build from within and player develop. There's a lot that goes on, but both stepped into situations that they weren't in dire straits.
Right.
Where the cupboard was empty, and I think they were ready to take the next step. And of course, Juwan Evans and Phil Forte missed last season, so it was very unfair to judge Oklahoma State without them. And then Jamie, of course, has implemented his program with Jalen Fisher, and he's got Kenrich Williams more involved. And then what he's done with Grazianski has been very special.
See Chris Beard doing a pretty good job in Lubbock in his first year at Texas Tech. Right now, Joe Lunardi has him as the next 4 out, but they're certainly in the conversation as Grazianski misses from 3. And I'll say it again, a big possession here for Oklahoma State. Evans drives again. This time he finishes after the attack.
And the ball came off the backboard so quickly that Oklahoma State just rushed it up the floor. TCU never got back on deep.
to a 1-point game. Keeps Michael Williams in there in the point. Robinson from the corner. Carroll. Clutch rebound for Oklahoma State. Hammonds backs off this time. Forte for three. Wasn't squared up like he normally is.
His feet have been moving a little quickly because TCU's doing a great job of staying attached with him all over the floor.
Forte tonight, 1 of 5 from the field. Grazianski walled off by Solomon, 5 to shoot. Robinson crosses over, goes around Hammonds, high out the window, can't get it. The step back goes for Williams. What an effort by Kenrich Williams, just ahead.
His space out there, but he can go get rebounds out of his area, and that's what he did there. He smelled trouble and found a way to get the putback.
So the lead is 3 for TCU. Playmatic Tim Welsh with you here in Fort Worth. Evans finds his seam. Doesn't get the bounce that time. Robinson forcing the issue. Takes it into the paint, kicks it out for Miller. Good look, but doesn't get it to go.
That was good push by Robinson after the miss by Evans, but TCU better clean up their ball screen defense because Evans is getting anywhere he wants all the way to the rim.
Two-point guards in there now for Oklahoma State. Evans and Avery. It's Evans floating it up. Wow, great touch again by Juwan.
Well, after going all the way to the rim on a couple different possessions, he stopped quickly and had Fisher back on his heels and shot it right over the top.
To a 1-point game with under 2 to play. Miller backing in on Carroll. Solomon came over for backside help. Shot was strong. Tipped up. There's Washburn again. He's been fantastic off the bench here in the second half.
Throwing that big body around and the lefty pushing people when it counts.
Solomon got it.
Washburn is mostly in there for defense and setting ball screens, but done a good job on the glass. That time Solomon went right back at him.
He's got 8 here in the second half. Miller lost it. Avery has help behind him. And Avery is fouled. And Oklahoma State will be at the free throw line.
Well, that wasn't a good decision on the offensive end by Fisher. He tried to pinch the ball right into traffic into Miller. There was nowhere to go, and then on the way back, looks like he made a good play on the ball. Avery, you see his lightning quick ability to jet it up the floor. Interesting, both coaches down the stretch. Avery, Brad Underwood going with Avery instead of Forte. And Jamie Dixon going with Washburn instead of Grazianski, who now comes back in the game. Offense-defensive switch for TCU.
Forte ready to come back in. Oklahoma State perfect at the line tonight. They're 5 for 5. And the lead goes back to the Cowboys with 1:02 to play. Well, after Nick's Thunder tonight on ESPN, don't miss SportsCenter at night with Max and the coach. The ultimate look at Russell Westbrook's incredible first half of the season, plus the rest of the NBA highlights, the NHL, college hoops, of course. Spring training's underway. and everything else. Sports Center tonight after our NBA Wednesday doubleheader over on ESPN. Oklahoma State, the RPI is 30 coming into the night. They're an 8 seed according to Joe Lunardi. The last team to start conference play 0-6, Tim, and make the NCAA tournament as an at-large was Maryland back in 1986.
Well, that's what this conference does, and we all know what a bear it is, but it gives you great opportunity if you can get things turned around. I mean, just a year ago, Texas Tech was 2-7 and made the tournament, so Oklahoma State is in a good place whether they win or lose the game tonight because of the fact they are playing much better than they did in January.
As you can see, it's been a seesaw affair tonight. Oklahoma State had a 9-point lead at one point. We go into a minute. TCU down 1. They need this game here tonight to boost their NCAA tournament resume. Fisher.
Need to get the ball to the other side of the floor against this defense.
Brodzianski had a block from behind by Solomon. Great defense by Oklahoma State. Shot clock down to 5.
It was real bad possession by TCU. They never got the ball to the other side of the floor, and
actually it's going to be the Cowboys' ball with 37 seconds left. Excuse me.
Jamie Dixon now has to decide if he's going to play this out right to the end, which is a dangerous thing to do, especially with Juwan Evans at the point.
The defense for Oklahoma State.
Holding the cards first and foremost defensively. What is he going to do? Is he going to go out and extend and maybe trap, try to force the issue? Is he going to sit back and play D and hope that he gets the rebound and maybe has 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds to bring the ball up the floor and win the game? And then Brad Underwood's going to put the ball in number 1 in his Juwan Evans' hands and say, okay, I'm going to run the clock out until TCU gambles and makes a mistake. And a good guy to have the ball in his hands, but if TCU relaxes and just waits for him to run the clock out, he'll go get a bucket even before the shot clock expires.
7-second differential between game and shot clock. Evans backs up, jumper, got it! Huge clutch bucket for Juwan Evans. And the lead is 3. Williams, 4-3. No, Brodzianski gets it back out. Robinson's got to hurry. And the Cowboys escape Fort Worth with a 71-68 win here in the Big 12 tonight.